from? Where you going? What are you drinking tonight? Let's keep them flowing. Where do you come from? Where are you going? What are you feeling tonight? And what are you showing? Where do you come from? 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 Where are you going? What are you drinking tonight? Let's keep them flowing.
Oh, good morning, and good afternoon, or good evening. Who knows when we're catching you? We are Super PlayStation Bros coming at you with everything PlayStation, and what's been going on this week is Gamescom. There is plenty to cover there, but first, want to introduce ourselves. I am the enigmatic Rue Diggs, and joined as always by the dashing man himself, Mr. Dorgon. How are you doing today?
I'm well, my friend. I'm very well. It's Wednesday. It's the middle of the week for me. This finishes off my Wednesday. It's talking to you, talking PlayStation, talking to all these lovely people in chat. What more could you ask for?
Nothing. And we got Gamescom giving us so much information to talk about today. There is a massive list. Yeah, you were like this, but I'm like, oh, the list is this long. On top of that,
long, but it's copy paste. Let's be honest here.
we have. I've been playing hands-on Black Myth Wukong. There is tons to talk about in terms of Marvel versus Capcom accidentally dropped a release date, and we're going to share that with you. So lots to look forward to, that and more. But before we get started, I like to start how we do by asking Dorgon, what have you been gaming on this week? Have you found any time? I know life gets busy. But seeing if you found some time, because you did download Cult of the Lamb for me to make sure it works.
I did. I have found time to game. It's just not been on PlayStation. Please don't fire me. Please don't fire me. I got a game through last week for review from a company, so I've been playing that one. It's on mobile, so I've been playing on Android a lot. And obviously, if you've got a game to review, you've got to play that game. You've got to put the time in. You've got to put the effort in. So yeah, I've been playing that rather than anything on PlayStation. It's been good fun. I've actually enjoyed my time with it, which is always a positive point. But yeah, I can't say any more until my video sort of thing. But otherwise, yeah, I've let the side down this week, so I'm sorry, PlayStation Bros. I'm sorry. I'll see in the night that I've been fired.
No, not at all. Obviously life takes priority, and you're very good at making sure life gets the priority versus the gaming aspect. So no, not gonna knock you for that. But what I have been gaming on is, like yourself, earlier this week, I was not on the PlayStation. Nine Souls, we talked about it getting possibly released on PS5, and then you said some terrible things to me when you were like, you may need to wait a couple months for this one. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to wait a couple months. Ended up getting Nine Souls. It was absolutely amazing, so much fun, heartwarming, amazing combat, and just really cool, pulling me in every day. Great game. I love the indie feel, the hand drawings, and when the credits roll, it's not rolling. It's just a single page of credits because it's a small team that put it
Wow.
together, and they did a great job. But on top of that, you know what else I've been playing?
I think I think there's this tiny little unheard of game based on the story of Journey to the West. Black
Yeah.
something with a monkey or what have you. I don't think anybody's heard of it at all.
Just absolutely insane the reception this game has gotten. Never in my wildest minds did I expect the numbers to get as high as they did. What were we seeing? Upwards of 2 million people, which I just think is absolutely ludicrous. But yes, yesterday I was able to throw it onto the PlayStation and get some trophies yesterday with Black Myth Wukong. I was a little bit worried about the performance before I got into it. I'm like, how is this going to run on the console? I really feel like this is made from the PC. But actually talking with Wibble and hearing his experiences, I'm actually a little bit happy about getting it on the PS5. I had no crashes. Although frames did drop, they bounced back extremely fast. I never felt like the performance inhibited anything I was doing, and on top of that, it's a boss rush game, so performance stuck with me to be able to complete 4 to 5 different bosses, all at low levels. Humble brag, that's right, Rudigs is the best. But absolutely stunning game. The story just out of this world, extravagant, over the top. I don't even know what's happening, to be honest. Like, what I thought I was the Monkey Man, but no, the Monkey Man has been split into 6 pieces all across the land. And I'm like, when did that happen? Because the opening thing I saw was him getting stabbed into the chest and put into the ground. And what's the deal with the crown? There's so many missing things, but I'm enjoying the story as I go along. It's really it's cool, it's new, it's different. The bosses, I love it. I would describe it as a boss rush game. There are a lot of bosses, and there are always in combat. So if you're not a fan of melee combat, if you're not a fan of managing your stamina, making sure every decision counts, because like you said, jumping, dodging, sprinting.
Why is jumping costing stamina? That has never been a thing before, except in terrible games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Why is that a thing? Who thought that was a good idea in the design room?
Well, I actually enjoy the stamina bar because it limits your options. And the reason why
It's
I like
lazy
that,
game design. It's artificial difficulty.
I enjoy it because you only have 5 choices to make, and you only have this much time to do it. And so I like that type of game design, game battle. If I have an unlimited stamina bar, I find myself spamming dodge all the time. So I do enjoy this. It made me try to get a more perfect dodge every single time to reduce the amount of times I was dodging. So I think that type of mechanic is really cool. I'll be playing much more of this game and giving you my review. There were some lighting issues, but even with lighting issues, I found that they quickly corrected themselves. I would say that I had a worse lighting issue with Final Fantasy VII than I did with this game, but hey, it runs great on the PlayStation 5, except no haptics. That was purely surprising and shocking to me. Like, my controller did not move or anything. Dorgon, answer.
Not even rumble.
No rumble.
Wow, okay, that's just, again, poor design. I've not played Black Myth Wukong. It's not in my wheelhouse. I hate these games where you have to lock on for the mechanics to actually work at all. Again, it's just poor game design in my eyes. But I've watched both your stream and Wibblesniff's stream. The PlayStation, to me, looked to run a lot better than the PC, and Wibble's running like a top of the line 4090 R something 3. I don't know PC specs. It runs it on something I work on it and send emails on. So,
Yeah, I believe he's got a
gotta be okay.
4090 with an i9.
Yeah, so he's got one of the top of the line models, and it's struggling on occasion. It's struggling more and more as he gets into it. I'm going to ruin an aspect of it for you now. Watch when you're running upstairs. There is no stair animation at all. It's hilariously bad. It looks like a good game. People who like that sort of thing, I imagine it's going to do wonders for them. Like you say, the boss rush, the whole stamina thing. It's just there's too many niggles in the design of this particular game, of this title, that do not appeal to me in any way, shape, or form. The fact that it's meant to be set after Journey to the West and it's omitting some of the most important characters just because they're female. Yeah, there's many issues with this one, and I'm a narrative-driven gamer. If you're screwing up Journey to the West, we're going to have issues. Straight up, we're going to have issues. But yeah, so not for me, but I am so glad that you're having a great time with it so far. That's the main thing. Those who get their hands on it, who want to play it, have a good time with it.
Yes, and if you dislike foxes, I mean, are those foxes or wolves? I assume they're foxes or wolves. I don't know. But you kill a lot of animals, and I'm not a huge fan of killing animals in games, but I guess it's easier if you are an animal. Anyways, that's just a me thing. I'm not a huge fan of doing that, but hey, I have a lot of fun with it. Again, I love boss rush games. I love the big boss battles. There are a lot of things for me in this game, and I don't necessarily say that about a lot of titles. So 100% recommend it if you're into it. But check it out. And obviously everyone has. I think it reached over 2 million on Steam, which is ludicrous. Ludicrous.
Yeah,
beating out the
2.2
likes.
million.
Yeah, beating out the likes of Cyberpunk and Elden Ring. Crazy.
I think it nearly beat Palworld. It nearly matched Palworld. Bear in mind, Palworld was a multiplayer game. This is single player only. So yeah, it's the most played, the highest concurrent on Steam ever. In that case, if it's beat Palworld.
Crazy. But hey, that's the world we live in, and people really got pulled into this story, the hype, the marketing, and the power of marketing is strong. I mean, it echoes.
Anyhow, you've spoken about Black Myth for like 10 minutes now. You said you've got a stacked show. Let's move on.
Thank you. I needed somebody to move me along. PS5 gets a staggeringly officially licensed 8TB SSD, except it's not available in Canada. I went to go look it up. Oh my god, this thing is massive. Massive. I wish I had this. The amount of games I'd be able to put in, it would be like cloud gaming, because there would be so many click-to-play titles. I have 3 terabytes now, but it's not enough. I need 8. I need 8 on top of my 1, so I could have 9 terabytes. But the price point, oh my god, astronomical.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, what is it, like £789 or something?
Insane in
it
the
says
membrane.
in the article.
But it comes with 1 month. 1 month of PS Plus, so soften the blow a little.
Oh, yeah.
I know. It should come with a year. It should come with a year if you're freaking costing $718.
It's a mad thing. Like I say, the space would be amazing. 8 terabytes would be lovely to deal with. I'm struggling with 2. I've got a 1 terabyte M.2 drive in there. I've got the 1 terabyte internal storage. I've got a 2 terabyte hard drive in there for my PlayStation 4 games. So my PS4 games all go onto that external. They don't actually take up internal memory, which is great. But £789, it's ridiculous. It's like nearly double the price of the damn console. It's a bit too steep, that one.
Yeah. It's like, what is in there? Freaking gold, platinum, diamonds? I have no idea. But it's out there and it's available. And if you're looking for more storage and you have the money, you can now do this.
Yeah, if you don't have a mortgage to pay, go buy this massive M.2 drive. Yeah. Whew.
Oh, Batman. Yes, we'll get to some Batman later today. Oh no, we won't. It's an honorable mention. I think it's cool that they did that.
It could be an honourable mention. We're talking Gamescom at some point today anyway, so we can be talking all across the board things we want to see, things we're disappointed aren't coming to PlayStation. That being one of them.
Well, this one was a surprise for me. I feel like the Kong name in general has a bad feel to it. It's all gone Kong, as the subtext reads here. Now, last year we had a Kong game, Skull Island, which was absolutely horrific and terrible. But now we have a brand new Kong game, 2.5 Metrovania, from a Polish studio called 7 Levels, and it was an unexpected release, supposed to go alongside the movie. I have zero hopes for this game just because I feel like the Kong name is ruined. How do you feel about this one?
I'm very excited for this one. It's 2.5D Metroidvania, as you said. It's from an exceptional studio who have done incredible things in the past. And when you consider that the last Kong game to be released was given 8 months from you make it a Kong game to it releasing, I think what they got out the door in 8 months was pretty decent, considering all the constraints that they had. This is based on the latest movie. It's survivors after all of the kaiju have decimated the city, trying to find other survivors. You get abilities to call on the kaiju to help you access new areas and such like that. It looks really, really interesting. And because of the track record of this company with their previous games, which has been pretty darn incredible, I'm excited for this. This is one of the first games in a long while that I've looked at and gone, actually, you know what? Yeah, sign me up. I'm intrigued for this one.
All right, well, it may be Kong done right then. You heard it here from Doragon. Look forward to this game being announced later this year in the fall. Well, this next story is now outdated, but we're getting into Gamescom news. And let's start from the top here.
Okay.
Borderlands.
It's generally a good place to start. You don't start at the bottom normally.
No,
Because
and
cake from the bottom, it then falls over.
Yeah, the first one was Indiana Jones, but Borderlands 4 was announced and it's coming to PS5. How did you feel about Borderlands 4 release trailer? It gave me almost nothing in terms of feels because I'm not connected to the universe personally. I played a little bit on Stadia, and for me, it just didn't really hit a level of engagement for me. My biggest issue with the game is that the landscape and the bad guys look too much like the same to me. I could never tell the difference between the two. It just all blurred kind of together for me. And, you know, I'm not really an FPS shooter. But how did you feel watching Borderlands 4 be dropped onto the scene?
I'm one of those guys who enjoys Borderlands. I've played the pre-sequel, Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2. I've got Borderlands 3 on my console because we got it on Plus a couple of months back. I play it with my partner. My partner and I play Borderlands together. It is a co-op adventure for both of us. The fact that we can play side by side in split screen and then also have a couple of other people online with us is incredible. Crash and Wibble are two of the worst people to play it with. They run off in different directions and go die when my partner's the healer, and she's just like, well, what am I meant to do with that, you morons? So I enjoy the game, but it's a very specific reason that I enjoy the game. It's because I get to play with my partner, and there's very few sofa co-op games anymore. Most of them say you've got to go online, have a second console, be in a different room, and all that sort of shenaniganery. So I'm mildly looking forward to this, but then I think I've spent like £12 on the Borderlands series over time to buy the remastered collection on PlayStation 4. The rest of it has all been claimed through PS Plus, like free titles, claimed on Epic for free, that sort of thing. So yes, I am excited to see more Borderlands. They've yet to miss the mark, I feel, in terms of games, but that's being said as someone who hasn't played and finished 3 yet. So, you know, I'll get to 4 in like 8 years or something.
I never thought to actually go through the main story, but I guess that's a good place to start. I don't. It seemed like such like a get together with your friends and do these things, and I was so used to Destiny. I'm like, oh, let's just go together and do a strike. But that's funny. All right,
I
and
don't
first
have a
of all,
response.
Ninja Guy has committed treason within this chat. All right. Ninja Gaiden is not better than Sekiro. Sekiro is the pinnacle of games and all games and story there. It goes Sekiro
You
up here, and then there's a big gap until we get to like Elden Ring.
We can see that you have only been a nerd for the past 4 or 5 years. Ninja Gaiden absolutely trounces Sekiro. There would not be Sekiro without Ninja Gaiden.
Ninja Gaiden is like Devil May Cry. They're like the same hack and slash
No.
game.
Move on before you lose this debate.
All right. A big game you may have been excited for, and don't hate me because, like you said, I've only been a nerd for 4 years. I've never played Goat Simulator before. They came out with a remaster. I was completely like, what is happening with this trailer? I don't understand it whatsoever. But yeah, people are probably excited. I know Goat Simulator has a massive following, and I didn't understand this trailer at all. Why did the Warhammer person have that face? Why
Because
was
it's
there a
Goat
horse?
Simulator. Because it's Goat Simulator.
Okay. Yeah.
You literally any question you have for that trailer, the answer is because it's Goat Simulator. Goat Simulator is the ultimate in ridiculousness. Have you ever seen a goat shoot lasers from its eyes in real life? No, but you can do that in Goat Simulator. Have you seen a goat go into massive spasms and glitch across a map the size of the Empire State Building? No, but that happens in Goat Simulator. And there were so many like nods to what happens within that game throughout it. It was just hilarious. For me, this was the trailer of the show because all the way through you're thinking, what the heck? What is going on? What is this? And then you get to the end of it and you're like, okay, now I get it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I enjoy Goat Simulator just because it's completely off the wall, balmy stupidity, and it's made with the whole ethos of because video games, which we need more of. Having a remaster of the first one, I think that's going to please a lot of people.
So, this may be a question that has been answered many, many times, but what do you do in Goat Simulator? Like, what is there a beginning, middle, or end?
I'm trying to think of wording that's polite enough to put on air, but basically you mess around. That's the whole point of it. You mess around and find out. That's it. See what happens, and you get into some weird and wonderful situations. There are technically things that you're meant to be doing, but you get so distracted by like stealing someone's shorts or something that anything happens and everything happens in Goat Simulator. It is just ridiculous in every single way, and it's perfect because of that.
Well, I'll have to try it one time or another. The Goat Simulator 3, I think, is part of the PS Plus. I should just try it. It doesn't sound like it has a middle or an end. It sounds like you just go out and do.
It basically has an end when your goat dies,
Yeah.
which can be in about 12.6 seconds flat sometimes.
So, moving on, we've got a long list of things that happened for Gamescom at... Let me try that again. Reroll the tape. So we have a bunch of stuff for PlayStation at Gamescom, and we want to get through this list. A big one that I was confused. I want to get your opinion on this because it looks like Little Nightmares created its own clone and Reanimal. Because when I first saw this trailer, I was like, okay, this looks like Little Nightmares 3. It's from Little Nightmares 1 and 2. And it literally looks very, very similar. Did you think this was Little Nightmares 3 when you were first looking at it? And do you think that this does enough to differentiate itself from Little Nightmares?
I didn't think it was Little Nightmares because the characters were different. The art style is the same because it's from the same creation team. The same team that created Little Nightmares created Reanimal. Reanimal is co-op, Little Nightmares is not. It's going to be in the gameplay that it differentiates itself, but none of us complain when Bungie games look the same. None of us complain when all of the Borderlands look the same. None of us complain that Horizon uses the same graphics and what have you as Killzone and the same engine as Killzone. Like, Reanimal looks fine. It looks like a co-op horror survival type thing in the vein of Little Nightmares, telling a different story in a different way, but it's from the same guys. It's going to look similar. Like Zenless Zone Zero looks like Genshin Impact and looks like Honkai Star Rail. They're all from the same development house, the same development studio, same tool sets. There's nothing wrong with it looking similar, but there's enough different going on here to have my interest, especially that co-op side of things.
There you go. Well, it's good to get that different opinion. I honestly saw the 2 trailers and I was like, oh my god, these look the same. But I've never played Little Nightmares, so there's that. What is a game that has captured the mind and attention of everyone is Infinite Nikki. All right, this is looking and shaping to be Game of the Year. There is a lot of hype. This was the most, jokes aside, this was the most watched YouTube video after the last State of Play.
That's because we're like 6 games in the last State of Play.
And this was one. This was the first of 6. Infinite Nikki is looking to be this cozy game with cats. Like those overly cute anime style cats. I don't have too much to say on this one, other than it's coming to PS5. Here it is. Any comments or thoughts on Infinite Nikki?
It's not for me. Nothing that it's shown in either of the showcases it's been part of says you need to play this one, Doragon. Like, there is nothing that appeals to me right now. That might change as we get closer to launch, as it shows off more gameplay, more of what you're actually going to be doing. But there's a massive demographic out there for cozy games. And if they're offering a different version thereof with Final Fantasy looking cats and chickens that are the size of T-Rexes and such, why not? It's obviously going to appeal to some people, and there appears to be boss fights and such going on. So there's enough to keep people interested, and power to them. Hope they enjoy it.
Ron Slusher, I think that's one of the best comments I've seen. I did not buy a $500 PS5 for this game. That's just a fact and a statement that I would like to make. I agree with Ron wholeheartedly. Another game I actually didn't think was coming to PlayStation. This really feels like a PC game, but Civilization. I know you know a lot more on this title, on this genre than I do. I'm not a big RTS dude. I always feel like these lend themselves to a mouse and keyboard rather than a console, but I'll let you talk about the hype behind Civ 7 because there seemed to be a lot.
Civ is a great game. Civ has been around since the early 90s. I think they said 1991 on the show yesterday, the first one released. Holy crap, do I feel old suddenly. I played Civ 1 and Civ 2 on my first PC at home. I enjoyed the ever-loving heck out of them. Essentially, you take on a leader role, and they're called god games, these type of games. So you are the god overlooking things and building up a society. You have to advance their technology quicker than those around you, and you either want to form alliances so that you are protected and safe and your people are not attacked, or you want to get so much military might that you can go and invade everybody else and take over the whole world. That is the point of the Civilization games. There are board game versions of Civilization which can get incredibly heated. There's a few coffee tables that have been thrown over with those games. I've enjoyed the Civ series. There's been issues along the way. Civ 4 was basically a glitchy mess all through its lifespan. Civ 5 was an incredibly good Civ. Civ 6 kind of was just 5 with prettier graphics, and now 7 looks to be doing a little bit of advancement. We haven't had a Civ game in a long while. I think it's about 8, maybe 9 years since the last Civ game came out. That's the sort of longevity that these titles have, hence we're only on 7 after 30 odd years. So yeah, Civ 7, it's got its place, it's going to be great. The problem for me is that you had Civ 7, Age of Mythology, and Ara all shown in this same 2-hour stream. All 3 of them looked the same. 2 of them, Age of Mythology and Ara, are from Xbox Game Studios, and they are launching within a week of one another. We wait 8 years for a God game, and then we get 3 within a week of one another, sort of thing. It was too much. It was oversaturation of one type of genre. It's the same that we got with the military shooters. It was just oversaturation in the show, and it made the whole showcase seem like it was copy-paste, because we went from military shooter to God game to cozy game to something from Hoyoverse, and then repeat that process the whole way through. I like Civ. I hope this Civ does well. They are better or easier on mouse and keyboard than they are on controller, but totally playable on controller. But yeah, just why did we get 3 in a half-hour segment of the show and releasing so close to one another? Come on, guys, think about this a bit more.
Yeah. There's obviously not a lot of organization in the chaos of the gaming marketplace. I think that can be said with certainty.
Yeah, but 2 of them are from Microsoft, 2 of them are from Xbox. Why are they launching in the same week as one another? They should know what's going on internally.
No, you're asking too much.
Ladies and gentlemen, gaming in 2024, nothing then everything at once, and then that makes all of it look boring because you've got oversaturation.
You want them to have a hive mind? They're all like Xboxes, orders, like they're not that organized. I don't know. But they try to move things around, right? They held Dragon Age off into the next year because it's probably not a lot going on in that time for them. So, hey, if you're a fan of RTS, you got choices.
You do. You've got a few. It's just talk to one another. Don't just slap yourself in the face or stand on the rake whenever you're trying to launch a game. Be sensible about these things.
Well, let's get into the continuation of what we saw. Monster Hunter Wilds. This is the 3rd trailer now that we're seeing on the game. They have a lot of Monster Hunters.
Have you not seen the other 17 trailers?
Oh, okay. It's just titled here 3rd trailer.
The 3rd showcase trailer. They have been pumping out content on YouTube and socials.
Yeah. I don't follow Monster Hunter. I know that it has a massive following definitely behind it. What I will say from what I saw, game looks absolutely stunning. I like big boss battles, but I don't know if I have the patience for this game. I've seen Wibble play this game and stream it, and it is a battle of attrition. Patience and stamina to take these things down. And I like boss battles that end in like less than 5 minutes, because that's just my brain. But Doragon.
Final Fantasy 16 and adored it, and those boss battles were over
I did
an
not
hour
adore.
deep.
I did not adore that last fight. That last fight was too damn long. Okay. After the hour mark in a boss battle, you should stop designing it. It should not continue to go into the 2nd hour. No, that is a way too long boss battle.
Rudix has no staying power confirmed.
Listen, I got 5 minutes of focus and attention before I'm done. That's it.
So you're a weakling, and you won't be playing Monster Hunter Wilds. That's what we've learned from this one.
Well, saying that, saying that, I did say we should get a group together and get one of these Monster Hunters. I would like to get the experience in, but I want to hear what you feel about the game because I know you're closer to it.
I've played World and Rise. Rise is very different because it was built initially for the Switch and then ported to PC and PlayStation and Xbox. So that one was weird. World is an incredible game. It was built for home consoles. It was the first time that it hadn't been a handheld series in a long time. So it suddenly just blew up. Everybody got their hands on it. Everybody was playing it on PlayStation. Everyone was playing it on PC. All of these big, powerful home consoles. I hated it, absolutely despised it for the first maybe 2 hours. But Wibble and Crash and one of our other friends, Roxas, they were willing me to get through it, get to a point where I could start playing with them. And the moment I did, it suddenly opened up. It was like one of those moments in a TV show or a movie where the main character suddenly has an epiphany, everything is in front of them, and they start going into like God mode or something. And I then put a few hundred hours into Monster Hunter World. Solo grinding, team grinding, grinding on voice chats, just doing separate things. It's a fun experience. It's such an addictive gameplay loop. But they have done things in this game to take it beyond previous games. We've got all new monsters across the board. I didn't see a single monster that I have seen before in this trailer. That rose spider thing at the start of it, the electrical Diablos-looking thing, which is meant to be like an elder dragon, which are your end game bosses that you have to get powerful enough to hunt. The fact that you have a mount that you can take into battle that has a second weapon with it. We've only had one weapon in Monster Hunter before. You choose your weapon before you go on the hunt, you use that for that hunt, and then you change it back at base afterwards. You can take two with you, so you can take one for defense, one for offense if you so fancy. Or if you've got one of those things like a charge blade, where you have to charge it up and use it in a specific way, and then swap out to another one that's ready charged, get two big attacks off in one. There's going to be a lot of interesting ways to see how that all works. You can take one short range, one long range weapon, and so on and so forth. There is a lot of news coming out about this game that is incredible. If you don't like those long boss battles, you can call in either your friends, so just put out a call on Discord or something. You can put up an SOS flare, so other players will come in and help you just from your flare. Or you can ask NPCs to come in and help you. So you never have to fight alone in this particular Monster Hunter, which will make those boss battles go quite a bit quicker. But you also have to learn the monsters, to learn what their weak points are, how you can stop them from killing you really quickly or taking forever to kill. We used to get it where we would go and hunt Nergigante, one of the coolest looking monsters in Monster Hunter, and we would do that hunt on the most difficult level in about 3 minutes flat. That was the point we got to as a team. So you're not going to be sitting around attritioning it forever. There will be a bit of attrition, but this game looks incredible. It's Monster Hunter done right. It's Monster Hunter taken to a new level. Monster Hunter with new ideas. It's what people want from a sequel. I'm hyped for this one. I know Wibble's hyped for this one. You're going to end up buying it to play with us.
We'll see. Coming 2025, you can wishlist it now. But let's keep on trucking because we have not got through any of this list. So my apologies if we don't get through all of the list. I'll start going through things I like now. We have Indiana Jones. Not much to be said here other than if you're a fan of the Indiana Jones, you can look forward to playing it on the PlayStation in spring. And also, I didn't realize it was also coming to Steam on the second week of December as well. So if you're an indie fan and you want to be part of the first-person perspective experience that is Indiana Jones from, I believe, the company War Machines. I may be getting the name wrong. They did Wolfenstein.
Yeah, it's Wolfenstein team. Yeah. It's not just me, is it? This game looks awful. Like, visually, it looks awful, doesn't it? Like, the graphics look like PlayStation 3 graphics. They look like that era of graphics, and the mechanics look like PlayStation 3. It's like they haven't updated in the past 10 years.
I
None of this
always
entices me.
I knew this was going to be a problem once they released Hellblade. Because once you release Hellblade 2, how are you supposed to go backwards? It's like now we're going to expect that level of detail, immersion, and just visuals. I mean, if we don't get those visuals, it kind of looks like we're going backwards. So, Ninja Theory, your accomplishments, I feel like, have screwed other people. I don't know. That's just how I feel. If
Even
it doesn't
then,
look like Hellblade, we're taking a step back.
it doesn't even look like Horizon. It doesn't look like Gran Turismo. It doesn't look like Ghost of Tsushima, a PlayStation 4 game. The graphics look awful. It is so ugly. How can a AAA studio in 2024 churn out something like this and say, oh, it's so amazing, it's wonderful? It's god-awful. Go back to the bloody drawing board. Do your job right. This is appalling. I'm sorry. And the gameplay looks ancient too. It's like they haven't updated anything since the last game they released at the beginning of the PS4 era. The game looks terrible. It's so visually offensive, and the mechanics look so bad, it really doesn't make me want to go and play it.
Well, I mean, I didn't, I guess, get that exact perspective. I mean, now I'm trying to take a double look. The mechanics, I mean, it looks kind of empty in terms of you're only fighting one at a time. I can see sort of the Skyrim point of view, but I think they focused hard into cutscenes and creating that movie-like atmosphere. Hey, I don't know what type of game this is going to be. They're really trying to make a movie out of it, and if you're looking forward to it on PlayStation, it'll be there in the spring.
It will. It's good that it's coming for more people, but just to address Maker in chat, this looks as good as Ghost of Tsushima. You've not played Ghost of Tsushima or understood a damn thing that's going on there, mate. They are not comparable titles. You're going to be very disappointed if you're going in expecting that level of quality.
Well, let's keep on moving through these ones. Mafia Old Country, they simply released a trailer, so not much to talk about this one. Just, it seems like maybe they're going to Italy, I could possibly see. I'm not sure. But a lot of hype behind this one, as there is a lot of love for the Mafia series.
Yeah, there is. I got bored in Mafia 1. Got about halfway through it, got thrown in jail. I was like, I'm done. There's nothing going on. There's nothing enticing me to keep playing it. That was unfortunate. Apparently the rest of the games are much better, but hey-ho, it's one of those. It does look like they're going to Italy. That was definitely, I think it was Sorrento region that they were trying to show off, southern Italy sort of region. So it's a stinger. It's to say it's coming. It's not showing you anything more. If they keep the quality that the fans have loved from the rest of the series, it should be well received by the fans.
Absolutely, not going to disagree on that one. We also have Fatal Fury. Now, this one piqued a lot of people's attentions for different reasons. Is this the one? No, this is not the all women one. No, this is just a fighting game they're bringing out, and oh my gosh, a long list of fighting games. But hey, there is huge audience for it, and I'm all for it. I actually go back and play some of these fighting games from time to time. Still love it. Soul Calibur, one of my favorites. Street Fighter, I'm a big fan of. Haven't got too much into Tekken. I should try that to play some Tekken, because I know Tekken 6 is on the PS Plus. But yeah, cool to see Fatal Fury.
Yeah, Fatal Fury was the all-woman trailer that you saw. I don't know why there's a different trailer here now. Yeah. Obviously, there's more than just women City in the Wolves, roster.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fatal Fury had a full female trailer. I remember watching your live stream of it with all of the dirty old men in the back. You really need to cull some of those from your live streams. Jeez. It was an experience, shall we say. Fatal Fury has always been a fun fighter. It's always been good. I just don't get why they made that trailer. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's 17 characters. Maybe they only made the trailer with the women in it, and that was their draw. Let's lean hard into the marketing.
That's
Uh,
not marketing, that's pervertedness. There's a very big difference.
well, what do you hear in marketing rooms? Sex sells, right?
We might need some new marketers.
Yeah. Or I need to post more shirtless thumbnails. We'll talk.
I'm letting my eyebrow talk there.
Unknown 9, we got a live action trailer, and this is going to be available on the PlayStation. This seemed like sort of a narrative game for me. I'm not sure what to simply expect, as it was just a live action trailer, but coming from Bandai Namco, and it's looking to release this year on the 18th. Anything to say on Unknown?
Yeah, I was very surprised to see Yennefer of Vengerberg there. I was not expecting someone from The Witcher to pop up in a Bandai Namco property. It didn't look interesting. It bored me, I'm sorry to say. Anya Shalata did a great job with her acting, as she always does. She's an incredible actress, but the game, once it got into the actual gameplay, it just looked so damn generic. It didn't really sell me on it at all. I want to see more. I hope there's more from this, because it actually looked different to a lot of other things that were shown through the opening night live, which was a nice change of pace, because there were so many things that just looked identical to one another. So yeah, looking forward to more on this. I'm glad there was something different, but nah, it did not sell me at all.
Yep. Oh my gosh, I haven't even got through half of the list here. So just to go down, we got Marvel Rivals, we've got Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Sniper Elite. I don't remember seeing Sniper Elite as part of Gamescom. Did that drop?
You guys had so many conversations on your live stream. I swear there's about 8 games you all missed.
I honestly have zero recollection of Sniper Elite Resistance coming onto the scene or being displayed. But here you have it. We are getting a new Sniper Elite sometime in 2025. 2025 is shaping out to be packed. I definitely think a lot of these games are going to move out of the way of GTA 6 if it doesn't move to 2026.
It's one of those. It's packed, but I'm not sure it's packed with quality. A lot of these are sequels. A lot of these
should get
are
Wolverine. We got no, nothing. Okay. Next year we may get Ghost of Tsushima 2. We may get Wolverine. We may get DLC Venom for Spider-Man. We may get, well, we're going to get Death Stranding 2. Like, there's things coming on the next year's horizon, I think we can.
There is some quality, but we know of so many games that are just having 2025 slapped on them that look like, I'd say for want of a better term, but in reality, they are just expensive shovelware. Just a game made because it's trendy to have that sort of game at the moment. And that's what a lot of Gamescom opening night live was. Expensive shovelware for me. That was my takeaway, unfortunately. There was very little in it that actually caught my attention, caught my fancy.
Well, this one I definitely want to talk about. Secret Level. The guy was absolutely emotional when he was presenting this. Just the excitement and hype I have around checking out what they put into this 15 episode series. I can't wait for it. Coming out December 10th on Amazon Prime. I will be there to watch all these episodes. I think this is a great idea. And yes, they took one of my favorite franchises, my game of the year for 2023, Armored Core 6, and they're making an episode of it. Really awesome idea. Mega Man was in there. You had Pac-Man. There was Kratos. There is so much hype, I think, around this series, and I think it's going to be a very cool. What do they call this? An anthology? Anthology, I believe.
Anthology, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in there. A lot of Easter eggs pointing who's going to be in there. I'm pretty sure the Armored Core character is Keanu Reeves. I might be
Right?
wrong, but
He
he
looks
looks very
exactly
much
like
like
him.
Keanu Reeves. Maybe they just used his likeness. I don't know, but that's kind of wacky and out there. I understand the guy's emotion to pull something like this off, to have all of these IPs together, to have Batman meeting with Kratos, to have Jin Sakai meeting with Sifu, to have them all meeting with Armored Core and so on and so forth. Like, to have all of these IPs in a single show is kind of incredible, and it looks interesting. Love, Death, and Robots, for me, they're very hit and miss. Some of them are incredible, some of them meh kind of thing. I hope this is more on that incredible end of the spectrum. But yeah, I will definitely be giving this show a watch when it releases in December.
Absolutely. That was one of my big hypes, and I definitely like to see that. I want to see more of it. Give me Elden Ring, the show. Come on. I wanted to talk about Arc Raiders. They are the creators of the finals. And I think it's awesome that they're already coming out with a new game. Embark Studios. Look at them go. I think they did a great job on the finals. And to have a PvPvE, I think will be exciting. And I want to play this. I like what they did with the finals. So I have a lot of confidence in these guys.
It's just another extraction shooter. That's, again, trend wagon. Just jumping on, doing what everybody else is doing.
Yeah,
I shut up immediately when they said extraction shooter.
Arc Raiders has been in development for a long time. I remember this being talked about in terms of Stadia days, that it was going to be coming to Stadia. And so I think that I think there may be something nice in here. Playtesting starts this fall, and you can sign up now at arcraiders.com if you want to check it out. And yeah, I wouldn't put anything past them. Embark Studios has created a free-to-play game in the vein of the finals, and I thought it did really well.
This is not going to be free-to-play. This is going to be a premium paid title.
Right.
That is
yeah, the
something
PvE
that came out of Opening Night Live.
Yeah.
Whole thing, you've got to pay to play, which I think is a great thing. And I hope more games go back to that. This whole free-to-play, just load it with microtransactions and drip feed content. Just let me pay for the game and give it to me at launch. So I like that they're going back to that. It's just like I say, it said extraction shooter, and I immediately switched off because there's so many of them all trying to vie for the same little bit of space, and then none of them are doing anything drastically different. This one might, because the finals did something quite drastically different for first-person shooters. That was also an extraction type game, but very different. It was like your arena shooter with an extraction game mode type thing. So there's definitely a possibility for this to be incredible, but like I say, I just heard the words extraction shooter. I'm done. I'm out. See you later.
Helldivers is awesome, all right? And next year in 2025, I'm sure they're going to bring out the Illuminite. I'm telling you, 2025 is going to be a good year for gaming. But I want to get into one of these stories that I wanted to drop because, like I said, I'm excited for fighting games. And we're getting to the end of our show, and I don't want to miss saying this. Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection accidentally released their date early. So the launch day everyone can be expecting is November 22nd. However, take this with a grain of salt because it was quickly removed by the retailer ShopTO. Now, I don't know what ShopTO is, but apparently they messed up huge. And hey, that's what it is. We got a release date, possible release date. If you're looking forward to the collection, November 22nd. And I used to play these games growing up. I missed that over-the-top action, fighting, mashing your buttons, playing against your friends. I want it all back. So give me more, please.
So Shop 2 is a British retailer. They're an online-only retailer, and they have loyalty rewards, so you very rarely pay full price for a physical game. They're normally very good at this sort of thing, but they did leak the release date of the PlayStation 5 back in 2020 by putting the listing up a touch too early, and they've now gone and leaked this Marvel vs. Capcom collection. They've not been wrong before when they've accidentally put a listing up too early. But that should mean that we're getting an announcement imminently, whether that's over the course of Gamescom or whether that's just when Capcom decide they're going to do it. Obviously, there's licensing things that they have to do to be able to get these games back out of the door again with Marvel. But Marvel are a bit money hungry at the moment, so they're probably like, yeah, why not? Go for it. Huzzah! So yeah, unfortunate Shop 2 did that one. I shop at Shop 2 regularly. My Astrobot is coming from Shop 2 next month. But hey, they've given us some good information. And if you're a Marvel vs. Capcom fan, you've only got to wait till November.
There you go. All right, so let's close off with some VR news. We got 2 games on the VR sphere now in the Radius. One is a hardcore survival shooter, Into the Radius, as it hits PSVR 2 this month on September 19th. We didn't see this one at Gamescom. I think we should have, to be honest. But
yeah.
This is an evolution, I think, in VR, where they're taking the survival genre, they're mixing it with shooting, you're crafting weapons, you're even cleaning them with a toothbrush, apparently. But, hey, this game looks immersive, it looks all-encompassing, it looks like you get lost in it for a long time.
Have you never cleaned a weapon before?
Not with a toothbrush.
We don't have guns over here.
Yeah,
I know that you can clean it with a toothbrush. You should clean it with a toothbrush because it's the right level of fine.
I've never handled a firearm. I'm Canadian.
My concern is like some of the movements. You know when they're cleaning the barrel with the barrel.
Yeah, the thing.
In VR, you're just going to be sat like this. I mean, come on. Some of these movements are a little bit interesting, shall we say. I like the look of this game. It's not for me. It's not my sort of title. I don't get on too well with survival games. I find them very boring very quickly, but I understand why people do enjoy them. And having it in VR, it just elevates it. It's nice to see a different take on the shooter genre. It's nice to see a different take on the sort of survival genre. Throwing them both together in VR makes a lot of sense. It's the sort of experience you can have there very easily. The mechanics look smooth. The animations look incredibly smooth, which when it comes to VR movement is very important. I hope that they're pushing the 120 frames that the headset can do. There's going to be a lot of people who like this one. It's not for me personally, just because type of game I don't particularly like, but yeah, I'm all up for it. Like, bring more different and unique experiences to the PSVR 2.
And I like what Ninja says here. It's a 30-hour long game, and long games are rare in VR. So if you're looking for that all immersive long title, this may be the one to get. And there's a sequel. It's in early access. Well, thank you for all the information there, Ninja. Ninja Guy VR. So, the second game entering the VR universe, which I know has Doragon contemplating whether or not he's going to get a MetaQuest 3, is the Batman, Arkham Shadow. So, we had this trailer drop. Obviously, it was, I believe, the last trailer to drop on the Gamescom, and they wanted to make the biggest splash with this one.
It was far from the last, mate. It was about halfway through.
No, I think this was the last one.
No. There were a lot more after it.
Double check the record.
Did you just shut up after Batman because nothing else compared?
No, I literally think it was the last one they talked about. But yeah, are you excited to?
2/3 through.
Are you excited for this one? How do you feel?
This looks
Batman
incredible.
in VR. It should be on PSVR too.
as far as VR titles go, there's not much else out there that looks this good in terms of embodying a character, the type of interaction that you can have, the fidelity it showed. This is taking the Arkham games that we all love, unless your name's David Wilson and you're a moron, and suddenly don't like Arkham games. Fool of a took. But everybody else loves the Arkham games. Arkham Origins, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. They're all four incredible titles. I even like Blackgate on the PSP, a side-scroller. It takes those games and puts you inside the cowl. If those games made you feel like Batman, this one makes you Batman. It looks incredible. You've got the grappling hook, you've got the stealth takedowns, you've got the detective vision, you've got all of his gadgets. I could not believe what I was seeing. I did not believe that this was a VR title. It looks so advanced, and I am so disappointed that it is a Meta Quest exclusive. I understand companies developing primarily for Meta Quest because it is the most popular headset out there, just from a price point perspective. It's the one most people can stretch to and afford, but it's also a Meta Quest 3 exclusive. It's not even going to Meta Quest 2. So I'd love to see it ported to other headsets. The Pico is the exact same architecture, PC VR. You can use your PSVR 2 over there. So a lot of people could get more game on it there, and a lot of the high-end VR gamers are on PC VR. And PSVR 2's got a decent install base. 6 million plus people is nothing to be sniffed at. 600,000, sorry. They're all clamoring for games. They'll probably all buy Batman Arkham. It's a pretty much guaranteed sale. It's just a shame it's platform exclusive. And yeah, like you say, it's got me contemplating maybe buying a Meta Quest 3.
Maybe you'll get a PSVR 2 port. Maybe.
We can hope. Most other Meta Quest exclusives have not ported elsewhere, unless they were previously said timed exclusive.
Well, cool trailer, great concept to have in a game. I think they went the right way with Batman, and it's good that they're pushing this VR universe. I mean, now we see it in this graphics. In 10 years, I think we could start to see something along the lines of movie realistic assets coming into the VR headset. I look forward to the future, and we're along for the ride.
Heck yeah. Do you reckon we'll still be doing this podcast in 10 years when we get those massively realistic graphics?
On our PS7s. If they don't go all cloud by then, who knows?
Hope not.
But yeah, I still think Jim Ryan and Kevin Butler are the same person, and I have yet anyone to prove me wrong on that one. Well, we'll end the show there. Dorgon, what do you got going on your channel? We got your link in the description below. I know you've got a video out on some handhelds, I believe.
Indeed. I've been looking at PC handhelds recently. I don't own any form of PC, so I've got no experience in PC gaming. So looking at things like the Steam Deck, the ROG Ally, Legion Go, the MSI Claw, and just trying to weigh up which would be the best option to buy, and doing it as a consumer, as most other people who are looking to buy one would be doing. So head over there, have a look at that one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. There's also Discord in the description. If you join that Discord, we have a specific Super PlayStation Brothers area that you can come and talk to us at any time throughout the course of the week, not just on a Wednesday at this time. But what about yourself, my man? I did see that you have a scheduled stream later this evening on, again, your link in the description, for family game night.
Yes, so we'll see if I can get together for some family game night tonight, although it is always a toss-up in the air with these guys and their 17-year-old lives in the summer. But we'll see if we can put something together and catch me playing some Fortnite tonight. That's for sure. Other than that, Cloud&Console will be hitting you with a download on Friday and our Cloud Gaming podcast on Sunday. So be sure to hit like, subscribe, notification bells, share out to all your friends. Just go outside and yell, Cloud&Console! Other than that...
I'm not sure what that will get you, but go outside and do it.
Yeah.
Please film it.
Have an epic week. We'll be back next week at the same bat time. Have a good one.
Catch you later, guys. Take care. Bye.
All right.
Grove. Grove. Why try to believe in me? Why try do I even need to? I die with the season leaves. I glide with the season breeze. True, my mind so easily spooked. I ride just to be the me. Oh, finds hype super decently smooth. Nice type, but as sick as bitch.